like right now, I'm good. You know, it's too much.
Yeah. We got Octo for that shit too. Octo can do that shit so easily.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, for
Watch,
sure.
Tony wanted to have a meeting here at 12:30. Let's see if he's even close to being here. I guarantee not.
Oh fuck! I should have changed.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Tony Corleone on fucking time.
On the
Holy
minute.
shit.
Jesus.
They say.
Looking good too. God
Good to
damn.
see you, boys.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, what up, Harry? Long time. Good to see you, pal.
Yeah, ignore. Just don't look at me. I didn't get a chance to change.
All right, don't worry about it.
Damn, you look good, Tony. New fit or what?
No faint, no weight.
I like it. It looks good.
Nice.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look locked in. You look locked in. You know.
Yeah, we're
Ready for
trying
the
now.
week.
Yes, say. Ready to go. It's gonna be a good time.
Monday.
All right. So what the fuck is going on?
Honestly, I don't know too much. I mean, I didn't come in town this weekend, but just figure we all meet up, see what's going on with everybody.
Were you around Friday? I can't remember.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so you and all right. So you and Harry weren't fucking around.
I was only around Friday. Yeah, no, I was around for the.
You were there?
Yeah, I was here. I left right after it.
Okay.
Remember, we were gonna whack that guy, but then we didn't whack the guy. Some guy at sanitation or something like that.
Well, Ramon got whacked this morning.
Okay.
I'm assuming Ilya did a good job, and it's not gonna come back to bite us in the fucking ass. But we don't know. I don't really know what Ramon does outside of working for us as well. So we should probably brace for that in case some more to come out of it. The pushes are fucking finally pushing again. I think we actually made a pretty big dent in the product that we got. So we got fucking money coming in.
Nice, that's good.
The shit with Jean Paul seems to be over. Don't hold your breath, but for now things seem cooled off and calm. On the other hand, there's still the sanitation workers getting fucking robbed every fucking hour. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. There's a good chance that I grab the gun today. I go on a shift and I'm just gonna sit on a fucking rooftop, wait for these robbers to come, and just blast them all.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It might bring heat our fucking way, but I'm getting real sick and tired of this shit, and I feel like there's nothing else we can really fucking do.
I mean, are these just regular guys robbing your people, or just fucking?
No, it's the entirety of Chang Gang.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind helping if you got a spot because I remember we did that last time. It worked like a charm. If you got like 4 people working the trash, you can have 2 people staking out.
Yeah, I mean it worked so well last time, and people don't expect it, which is why I want to do it, because maybe they'll start getting fucking scared. You know what I mean? Once we start kind of doing these things, setting them up for the fucking ambushes, have the cops being called, and all that kind of shit. Because at the end of the fucking day, people are getting robbed like fucking crazy. And we need materials, and it brings in the fucking cash, obviously for me, but it also, helps us out a lot, right, with the farm and shit and whatever else may come up in the future that we have no idea about. So, yeah, so that's something I'm probably going to do today, depending on how, the rest of the fucking day goes. We bought in Vito, like I said, Harry the other day, went well. He's already got his own little operation going. He's working with said people. But he also brought up a topic which I realized I didn't care about at first, and then I thought about it more, and I don't know what we do. So he's like working with a bunch of like ex-Italians, right? What is like our stance on that overall?
Wait, so Vito's working with the ex-Italians, or what?
Well, he says he's got like his own little crew that helps him do his moonshine shit, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like we don't care, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, what if motherfuckers start creeping in, motherfuckers we don't want to work with, you know what I mean? Start hovering around and shit, and we don't want these motherfuckers anywhere near our shit.
I mean, so I think that's exactly what we say. Like, hey, here's our concerns, and then we don't want this to happen. So not saying you can't, do shit with them, you know what I mean? But, if they get close at all, or, start to give us that sign, just know that, we might have to whack one of them. So, if they put themselves in that position, you know what I mean?
What do you think, Harry?
So he's probably doing something similar to what I'm doing. I think it's good. We want people to be independent, and we want to branch out. I think it just needs to be established that like that's his crew, his responsibility. It falls on him to keep him in line, keep him in check, and not only that, like we have, I'm gonna call it like a family tax. Whatever money him and his little crew are making, we take a cut of that. Like we all pay, and it's good for us because the crew's passively making money off other people doing work. That's exactly what we want. And
I feel like that's exactly what we want too, but then it's also like the fine. I feel like for me, anyways, it's like the fine line of like also working together as well, because we have what now? We have you and Moonshine, we have Gigi and Moonshine, Luciano Moonshine, and now Vito. Do we care that you guys don't work together? Do we want you guys to work together? Like, what is our like expectation there?
I think like me personally, I think whatever comes kind of natural, like I don't know. I think I know what you're saying. I think the Moonshine, I mean, it's very much like it's very much like an independent / like small scale kind of thing.
Okay, that's good.
At least what I found.
My only concern is like, what happens when motherfuckers start like, what if Vito's crew goes out and fucking robs your crew? Then who are we blasting there? Who's in the wrong there?
I mean, I feel like, I mean, if the people of Vito are hanging around, I mean, they're not dumb. They should be able to put together, oh, hey, this is Harry. Probably know they're,
No,
I mean?
I'm not saying Harry specifically, right? Like, let's say Harry's got a couple of guys that works under him, and then Vito's got a couple of guys that work under them, and then those guys are beefing. Like, who are we blasting at that point?
I mean, those guys. Anybody who fucks with us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like by proxy, like they're all our people, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you get how it can start getting messy really quickly.
I think that would be like that would just be like something a conversation like kind of fixes. Like, look, no one was to blame here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You guys didn't know that, without even realizing we're kind of somewhat working together. But I don't even really want that to be put out in conversation. Like that's another thing, right? We don't.
That's the big thing.
I like the fact that I don't know Vito's guys. I don't want to know him. I ain't got time for him.
Yeah.
It's on him to work. That's what we're gonna see how good Vito really is at being a leader, because we don't have time to manage his people. They're his people to manage, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be on him. I guess you're right. It would be on him to make sure shit like that doesn't go down.
And if my guys got hit, it would be on me to kind of like to solve that with Vito, where like it doesn't become a whole thing.
Now, the other concern would be like these motherfuckers thinking they're a part of the crew, right? But I guess they'll probably just fall on the person again to make sure that is not the case, and they're aware of that.
That's not like we can't control that. You know what I mean? Like if somebody thinks like, oh, I might have a chance here. You know what I mean? Like that's not. We never said anything. Two, I mean, it's not even a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like that is solely on them.
Yeah.
So I hate to be a dick about it, but it's their fault if they get upset, or it's their fault if they start looking for something. Expectations. Send them out there and shit. Like will only lead to failure.
And then the last concern would be being way too big and having way too many people that work for us that it feels like everybody's friends. What do we feel about that?
When I got two sides on it, right? It's like, I mean, I don't mind having friends. I don't mind having more people on the side if things ever got down to a point one day. You know what I mean? As long as they're reliable and trustable. I think the stronger the better. But in the same sense, I mean, yeah, if we ever come down the line on something where, we got majority of the fucking town in our pocket, not necessarily a bad thing, but could be, maybe not the best thing, I guess. I don't know.
What about you, Harry? How you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm with Tony. It's definitely advantageous, but at the same time, I don't view these guys as friends. If these guys cross us, or if these guys fuck up, they're getting taken out, whether they're Vito's guys or not. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. Look what happened to Ramon. You know.
Yeah.
Just because you're working doesn't mean you're exempt from being taken the fuck out if you fuck up.
I think that's just what we just have to then hardcore just make sure is instilled amongst people like Ilya and Vito who are doing their own crews that like, listen, if we're getting rid of a motherfucker, we're getting rid of a motherfucker. No questions asked. This ain't gonna be no fucking big ass drama. We're throwing them in the ocean, moving on. That's it.
Yeah. I think the way we've set things up, right? Because we're not, we've done this smart. You know, we have like that crew money, but for that to work, you do need, in my opinion at least, lots of people involved and lots of different operations, and you're just pulling a fucking fourth out of every single person's part.
Yeah, now, that's what I see the big vision being as well.
So, and that's good, but obviously, you know, your concerns are valid. I think you know, a treasurer is going to have to keep an eye on things, right? You have to make sure that, you know, the VO's, you know, he's paying his regards and he's paying his dues, you know, because it's very easy for people to, you know, not want to do that whole thing. Luckily,
no, I guess the last concern would be, what if somebody's working with somebody that we just can't stand? Do we still not give a fuck?
No, because I think we do.
Well, I think we don't. This is my opinion.
Okay, there's like two sides, right? Like,
let's hear your side. Let's hear your side.
My side is here's the thing, right? Like, if we don't fuck with somebody, and somebody knows we don't fuck with that person, right? There's clearly a reason why we don't fuck with that person, right? And for that person, who is also our friend, to go and fuck with that person is kind of disrespectful to our friendship and to our business. That's how I view it. Like, I'm not going to go fucking, you know, be friends with a guy, have a relation with a guy if my close boys don't like him. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no.
Yeah, but you gotta think like lower guys, right? Like, what if Vito's working with fucking Dundee, right?
I mean,
like, do we give a shit? If money's coming in and they're not dragging us into drama.
I mean, use the fucking guy. You know what I mean? That's what I would tell him. You know what I mean? Like, if this guy is, you know, if it's better for you to do business and make money and, you know, nothing bad comes from it, maybe, I don't know.
I think
I'm like on the line of like, if we don't like them, they probably shouldn't work with them.
The only reason I'm asking these questions is because the crew is growing and we're having a lot of people who are starting to lead like their sub crews, right? So we got to make sure like we're all on the same page of how we want this to be done before it gets out of hand. For me personally, I don't give a shit who people work with, as long as the drama isn't being brought into our shit, as long as these people don't think that they're all of a sudden part of our shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's
a very clear line in the sand drawn there.
Right, we could just tell them our concerns, right, and be like, okay, this is the reason why we don't like this person. You know, do what you want to do, but just have this in the back of your mind that this is the reason why. And if they choose to, like, you know, go down the road and work with them or whatever, you know, and then something happens, you know, it's kind of like a told you so type thing, or, you know, gave you the warning. It's kind of on them at that point. You know what I mean?
For me, it's context. I think if we're doing this, and I like the way we're doing it, but I don't want to just leave people out to dry. Let's say Vito and his crew are fucking great earners for us.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a bit of responsibility on my shoulders, at least, to protect them a little bit. But again, context matters. If these guys fuck up enough and piss off the wrong people, it kind of falls on them. But if these guys were randomly getting targeted, I feel like it kind of we have to do something to protect them a little bit, because they're our owners, right? They're bringing us in money. It's kind of the least we can do. And I think like we kind of know what we stand for. You know, I don't think none of us like petty drama. You know, like the Martin and Jean Paul thing was very dramatic, but there's a difference, right? Like, I think we should protect our earners, especially if they turn out to be really good earners. That's kind of the whole. Because listen, if you don't, then why the fuck would they even want to be a you know? It just, I think it just looks bad. You know. Like Ilya.
I agree. So Ilya, I feel like we have like two options, right? And it's either we go with the option of what Harry's saying. We got our earners. They know the goal is to fucking earn. They build their own fucking operations to earn, and we protect the people who earn, all that kind of shit, right? And that's more like external. Or we do everything internal, and we make it so our crew, it's not that they necessarily don't work with other people, but they prioritize working in-house. So then we don't have to worry about, you know, Bob working with, Jean Paul or whatever. Like there's kind of like the two ways you go about it, right? You either tell everybody, listen, crew only, work with crew, internal. You go external if you have to, but everything's internal. Or you do the, we don't give a shit. Work with who you want as long as you're earning, paying your fucking dues, but you understand what the line in the sand is. And if we got to whack a motherfucker, we're going to whack a motherfucker. They're nothing but, fucking workers, this, that, and the third. I'm more for the first option. I think it's less of a headache when it comes to managing people. But I think both sides have it like its cons to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like old me would be like, yeah, let him be friends with whoever or whatever. But I think like with what we're building, I think I'm more on the side of like, if we don't fuck with somebody, I don't really want somebody else to fuck around with them. I don't know if that's too controlling or not, but I mean, that's just where I come from this time around.
Interesting.
I mean, it's just things to think about. Like, I only bring it up because the crew's getting bigger, and we should probably, be on the same page before it gets out of hand. For me, we have people who are in the crew, and I'm trying to trust them into understanding what the line is. Not to bring up Martin, but like he's like a good example of kind of failing that drastically, in my opinion. He absolutely failed in every aspect of that, which is bad. But yeah, like that's just the thing, right? If we let people run their own crews, it's got to be like you have like the Ilya who had a situation, kept it in house, dealt with it himself, cleaned up the mess, right? And then we have the Martin Jean Paul situation where it blew up, mud got everywhere, the entire house got fucking dirty, and we had to clean it up.
Yeah.
But like I said, I really don't care who people chill with and who they want to build their operations with, as long as they understand where that line is. If it's time to get rid of a motherfucker, there's just no questions or hesitation. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think I don't like micromanaging people. I hate it. I think
me as well.
Like for me at least, I think in order to keep growing, you kind of have to eventually kind of branch out a little bit. If it's good to have we have some solid people, right? But there's definitely more solid people out there. I mean, that's where the kind of external can play in, because you will find the fucking diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
you will find them, right?
It's a good way to recruit too, right? Like if Ilya's working with a guy who just earns like crazy and he's solid, like we'll take notice and we'll eventually be like, let's buy this motherfucker in now as well,
Same with Vito and his Italians, right? Let's be honest, 95% of them maybe no use to us, but what if one guy is? There's definitely a lot of negatives, but there's for sure some positives. I do think, to me, it seems like a big structural thing, and I think Luciano needs to be let know, and Vito, because my concern is Luciano's going to want to defend his brother, and to hell and back, right?
Yeah.
So I think we just got to be open with both Luciano and Vito, and let them know kind of how things are. So I do think that people having all these operations off, it's doing nothing but bringing us in money. But people just need to know that, how much responsibility they have, and that, you know, sometimes we might have their back if we feel like they're like unjust and they've done nothing wrong. But if they go fucking poking a hornet's nest, you know, and then they get fucked, well, you know, do we really want to get dragged into that if it was their fault? Probably not. That's on them.
I guess we just fucking play it by ear and just let people operate the way they're currently operating. I do think it's the best way that we're operating right now. It's just kind of letting people do their own thing. Obviously, try to work together within the crew, but build contacts inside of it as well. So maybe we can find more people that we eventually buy in.
Right. It just seems kind of difficult to force it, right? Like I started this moonshine shit with Luciano, but I quickly saw that, like, you know, he was off doing it with his wife, and Gigi, you know, she just went off doing it with Glorion. So it's kind of like that's just where people naturally kind of like drifted off to do, and then it's like, well, I kind of feels weird to be like, no, you have to work with me. I just don't want to deal with that, you know. Does that make sense? A little bit?
You know, that makes 100% sense. I'm on the same boat. It gets awkward, although it would be nicer if you guys work together. It would be awkward to force it.
Yeah,
100%. So, all right, man. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.
Yo,
just we're on the fucking same page, you know.
Right, no, of course. Did you guys rob anything this weekend or no?
No, we bought out Jean Paul for the rest of the gun blueprint. It costs us about 120 Bitcoin. So we fully own the blueprint now, and then we juice up the farm. We're making about 50 Bitcoin a day. We'll probably end up hitting something, I think, later in the week for sure.
All right, cool. What? We have bullets yet? No.
Well, that's the next thing we probably got to figure out, but we should probably get bullets. I'm probably going to buy bullets today. Like, I just don't give a fuck. We need our own way of making bullets. And like I said, I do want to go down and potentially go on a sandy shift and start fucking just setting up ambushes on these motherfuckers that rob us. So
yeah, it's time to strike back a little bit. But like the way you're doing it is smart, because people just ain't gonna expect it. They ain't gonna expect a man or two on a roof. No way. Yeah, and you have the higher ground as well.
Yeah, just chill on the roofs, fucking take them all out and just dip on a bike, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, not a bad idea.
All right.
Oh, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? What are we doing with the house situation?
We're going to sell that house as soon as we can afford to and move up to Mirror Park. I don't know how we're going to pull that off.
I mean, do we still have the other house, the second one?
Yeah, but that house is going to be like, that's like the drug house, right? We need like a public house for, you know, people who are really just in.
Right.
And then we
like
need
Dons and shit or what?
Well, Dons and people like even bought in people that just need a key, right? So like Ilya, for example, will need a key once he's promoted because he manages all the fucking weed. Obviously Gigi, they would need keys. There's a computer, the robbery, hacking shit. Gigi does she manages all the fucking money, right?
Right.
But we just be way more picky with keys. And the motherfuckers who want to live in that fucking house got to pitch in on buying that fucking house, period. That's not a Don.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's how we do it, but we'll figure it out by ear. But I do think 100% we'll move up to fucking Mirror Park and get the fuck out of the South Side.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate the South Side.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I mean, it's not even that. Just living right behind fucking Chang Gang. Like when we got into some conflict, they are immediately just chilling outside of our house, holding up Octo and shit. So it's just better to be away from that kind of shit.
They hold up Octo.
Yeah, but this was a couple days back. It's fine now.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
All right, boys. I gotta take a shit. So I will see you guys later.
Sounds good.
Give
See you in a
me
bit.
Gonna go.
Or Harry, you need to ride back to the house?
Oh please, yeah.
All right, actually, Tony, can you give me a ride? I'm just gonna take a shit right here.
So I'll go with Tony.
All right.
Oh, Tony, I got a toilet in the van.
Harry,
What's up, Tony? You might want to check in. We might want to check in with Octo as well. That he got fucking robbed 10 grand. He got robbed of 10 grand at the motel last week. I was on on a Thursday, so maybe.
Oh shit.
The guy we're looking for was a guy called I think his name was Joey Pepperoni.
No, I was there at the meeting. I remember him telling me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they found the guy or not, but I'm still gonna look for that asshole.
What are you gonna go do right now?